LadyLucidity ASMR. Hello my lovelies, and welcome to another hair colouring video with me. So you guys may have seen previous videos by me dyeing my hair, and as many long-term subscribers will know, my current hair colour is usually all over purple, but due to being in lockdown I haven't been able to go out and get the dyes that I normally use, but I haven't coloured my hair in around 4.5 months, so it's starting to look a little bit messy and in definite need of a refresh. So I got some inspiration online from a friend of mine to do a purple and teal look, so I thought, what better time to experiment? Okay, so a few disclaimers. First of all, I am not a professional hairdresser, as you probably gathered, so take from that what you will. And also today I will be using a brand of hair colour that I'm not entirely used to. So today I'm using the LadyLucidity directions, which come in these really tiny pots in violet and turquoise. So I've heard good things about this brand, so I'm hoping these are going to work out really well for me and it won't be too much of a disaster. But they have good reviews, so I'm going to test these out for you guys. The colours look really pretty from what I've seen in the pots. So we've got our violet and then our turquoise, which looked really blue to me at first, but you can probably see in the lid better what the colour's going to be like. So this is my favourite colour combination of anything. Random fact of the day is I actually had this colour combo for my wedding. So my wedding dress was purple and we had teal and purple decorations, so what better colours to go on my hair. Okay, so first I am going to be using bleach, and if I was going to be doing this, I don't know if properly is the right word, but if I was going to go blonde or platinum, I would have definitely used a colour stripper first and 2 lots of bleach. But for this, because I am going to be dyeing my hair colours that are already very similar to what I have in my hair, I'm just going to be using it to lighten what I already have. I don't need to change the colour too much necessarily. So first and foremost, always protect yourself when using chemicals on your hair. So I've got my robe on and I'm going to be putting Vaseline, which I know looks disgusting, but it's an essential part of protecting yourself. So especially when you're using colours, you want to put either Vaseline or baby oil, something that will act as a barrier to your skin. So I usually put this around my hairline, my ears and the back of my neck, making sure to be nice and thorough and very generous with it. So the reason for this is not so much for bleaching, but when you are using dyes, obviously it's in the name, it will dye your skin. I have been dyeing my hair for probably about 10 years now, on and off, and I have been some crazy colours over the years, and just pop my crazy professor gloves on. When I was younger, funny story, when I was a teenager and started trying to colour my hair for the first time, I went a red pillar box colour. I was very naive. I did not put anything on my skin to stop it from staining, and I ended up looking like a lobster for about a week. I had red ears, red splotches on my chin. It was just a complete mess. So I have learnt over the years my own little technique for colouring my hair. Obviously, as I said, I am not a professional, and this won't work for everybody, but this is just how I do my hair, and it seems to work for me. So you can really see the purple in my hair that it used to be. So I'm going to section out my hair, and we're going to slap on this bleach. Normally for this process I do use a brush, but unfortunately my poor brush has seen better days, so I haven't got a replacement for it yet. So we're going to have to freehand this a little bit. And I'm just making sure that I get every strand, working at the ends first, and then working my way up nearer to the roots. So the reason I am starting on my ends is for two reasons. One is because if you are bleaching your hair, and this is a tip from me, I have heard from professional hairdressers that you want to start bleaching your ends first. Don't start with your roots, because your roots will lighten far quicker than your ends due to the heat that is produced from your scalp. So if you want ridiculously bright roots and dull ends, then go ahead, but reason two is, as you'll see, I want my ends to be brighter. So I'm taking extra long time and extra care doing the ends so that my turquoise really pops and it's really bright. And you'll see later I've left a decent amount of root quite dark, because that's where I'm going to be putting my violet, and I want it to be a dark purple that blends into the light turquoise. So there is method to my madness, I promise. Okay. There we go. So again, just squiggle that on, making sure I massage it in, trying to get every strand. And this is the finished result. It did come out a little patchier than I thought it might, just because I didn't have a lot of bleach, and also having to freehand it and not use my regular brush, which is fine. It's not too much of a problem because I'm going to be colouring over it anyway. So what I did was I bleached my hair, and then I stuck a vanilla hair mask in for a few hours to soften it up and repair some other damage. I washed it out, and then I put the super silver no yellowing mask on the top, so that the green was more of a bluey turquoise nearer to our base that we're going to use, rather than a yellow green. So I already have a really good base colour to work from. Okay, so let's get started on our colouring. Okay, so again, crazy professor gloves and my sexy robe. Okay, so I have popped my hair into pigtails, as you'll notice, and again I'm going to be doing Vaseline around my hairline, especially because it's a coloured pigmented dye. And the technique I'm going to use today is I'm going to do the violet on the top, working towards the hair ties, and then when I get to the middle part I have this really nice blue that I've mixed up, which is one part of the turquoise and 2 parts of the violet, and that is going to help blend our colour from the purple to the turquoise, so it should give this really nice ombre effect. Okay, so I'm just massaging it in, making sure that I get the underside as well, because I do like to tie my hair up, and there's nothing worse than having one colour on top and then having a different colour underneath when you tie it up. Okay. So just making sure I get really under there and massaging it in, and you'll see the amount of dye that's on my face, which is why I put the Vaseline there. Okay. So in hindsight, if I was going to do this again, which I may do a touch up later on, I would definitely buy 2 pots each of the colours. The teal took very well to my hair, and the purple I think I needed more of, because they do come in quite little pots. So as I said at the start of the video, this is not my usual hair dye that I use, so this was a bit of an experiment for me, but as you'll see at the end of the video, I don't think it turned out too badly. It may need a quick touch up here and there, which I will do with my regular colour freedom dye at a later date. Okay, so we've worked down to our hair tie, and now I'm just going to blend it out a bit, so I'm just adding a little bit more of the violet in and just running it through my fingers so that there's not this harsh cut off line. Okay. If I was doing this with a brush, I would do sort of vertical strokes to try and get it to blend. This is the finished product. So I'm super happy with how the violet turned out at the top. It was really nice, but I think, as I said, I would probably add more to make it even more vibrant, especially towards the middle. But the turquoise is super pretty, and I loved how it blended. It's really gorgeous. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with it overall. It wasn't too bad for a little experiment, and I think in future I'm just going to touch up the middle parts and it will look even more fabulous. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, watching me make a mess. And as always, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!